Despite overdosing there and almost losing his life, the Love Ranch is inviting Lamar Odom to come back. According to TMZ, the owner, Dennis Hoff, says to Lamar, has announced, hey, Lamar, first night and 2 girls are on me, plus all the Remy Martin you can drink. Wow. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Say it ain't sodom.
Just say nodum.
Please don't go them.
Wow.
Good for us.
Yeah,
we didn't
good
even go
for us.
Lamar.
We committed. 3 geniuses
We could have done
committed to the best joke we could think of.
We could have gone like, Lamar, you serious?
Oh.
Lamar, you kidding me?
Next time.
The Love
Hopefully.
Ranch. This dude, Dennis Hoff, who's only, and I get it, he's a businessman, but like, there's got to be a degree where your morals and your ethics come into play, and you go, okay, this is somebody that's in recovery. This is somebody who almost lost his life at our Love Ranch. This is somebody that's dealing with addiction. I'm not gonna let greed dictate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's especially cold and sort of glib almost to just be like, like, do you know what I mean? It's not very respectful at all.
Yeah, even if you give this guy the benefit of the doubt, he's like he could be just one of those people who wants to be nice, but like ends up doing the worst possible thing. Like, I'm glad you're doing better. Want to come back? We just won't give you drugs this time. Like, that's the benefit of the doubt. I still don't like that.
I don't buy that.
I watched that show Cat House because I love documentaries, which the Love Ranch, this guy is from
I thought it was called the Bunny Ranch. That's different.
I don't know. Dennis Hoff is the guy from the same show.
Okay.
And it's just, he is so gross.
He's so gross.
In that way that's just like, yeah, you are the master of this terrible domain out in the middle of nowhere, Nevada.
Here is why I would say he's gross. There's been a number of people that have worked for him as well as people that have attended the Love Ranch. One, people saying that if they spend over $500, of course this is all alleged, these are their accounts, but had said that if they spend over $500 in services at the Love Ranch, that they would then get to be walked in by Dennis Hoff into Lamar Odom's room to see where he overdosed.
Ew.
Gross,
Ew.
capitalizing on someone's near-death experience and their addiction and all that. And then also, some of the girls there had said, and again, this is alleged, had said that when Lamar Odom came, that they got $37,000, around that amount, okay? And that they were going to split it with the owner and that they never got their share. Again, we don't know, whose side of the story is accurate, but there's been so many cases where people have brought their own allegations against this guy, and he just seems like a real piece of shit who's driven by greed.
Yeah, there's so many other places you can partake in these kinds of activities in Nevada. Don't go to that guy's place.
I agree with you.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I recently saw an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is not actually a show I typically watch, but I was at my friend's place, and it happened to be the episode where where the family reunites with Lamar at Kanye's fashion show. And I do not keep up with the Kardashians, but I was watching this episode, and what was remarkable to me was the empathy that I genuinely felt for Lamar, because this has always felt like a guy that was outside of the Kardashian world that fell in love with Khloe, and so they have this sort of life together, and he really is this gentle guy, and it seemed from the show, and I know it's a reality show, so I take everything with a grain of salt, but it really seemed from the one episode I saw that he's trying to figure it out, and so for this guy to just
capitalize on his addiction.
It's gross. It is. Lamar, we forget that these are real people dealing with real addiction, and it's not a point for you to promote your business. Have a little bit of class, which it sounds like from both of you he does not have.
Right.
So I'm sorry,
so
sir.
just don't go there, Lamar.
But that's so easier said than done. When you're talking about addiction, dangling a carrot, and not to say that Lamar may not be strong enough or far enough into his recovery where he can say no. But you have to remember that's a daily battle. I have addiction very close to me, and I see it on a day-to-day basis. And for me, I have so much empathy, but it does play a toll on everybody surrounding that person.
Yeah.
And with Lamar, you mentioned that Lamar seems like such a kind soul. I agree with you. He's also had a horrific traumatic upbringing, and that comes into play. So he's struggled with addiction in his family. He's lost, I believe, 2 children. Don't quote me on this, 1 or 2 children. He's dealt with a lot of loss in his life and some really terrible relationships just within his friends and his family. He just recently lost a friend to addiction. He himself almost lost his life. So this is a person that needs all the support and strength that he can get. And the best place for him would be still in some sort of like an outpatient. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but there have been reports that showing that he's been drinking again at like the Beverly Center.
Yeah, at Beverly Center. And, you know, they say that the bill at the Beverly Center was $60. So it's like that's 2 drinks at the Beverly Center. It doesn't seem like that's completely out of control. But then again, you're drinking at the mall.
And it was in the middle of the day, but you shouldn't be drinking.
That's not a problem. That's
period.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, when you're recovery, you can't just like.
Right, you have to commit to it.
You have to commit. You can't just one drink could really ruin your recovery.
Yeah.
One drink. You can't white knuckle yourself through it. You can't think that you're somehow stronger than the disease. And that's one thing that I want people to know. I don't want people to think that what they're going through they should be ashamed of, because then that prevents them from getting help.
Yeah.
Don't feel ashamed if you're dealing with addiction. Okay. Just get help. It's not in your control, but it is in your control to get help.
Watch the video that Macklemore did with the president about awareness for addiction. The 2 of them came together and just kind of did a video where they talked about the place you can go to. And at the end of the video, they give a number, which is at the bottom of your screen right now. That's a command, editors. But there's places you can actually go. So many times you hear stuff where people like us say, go see help. You need a support system and a network around you. But it's so nice to know that there are actually places you can go and resources you can take advantage of yourself immediately, whether you or someone that you know is dealing with this problem.
Yeah, and just please, 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 please don't feel ashamed, because I think that breaks my heart the most, and that the stigma is what prevents people from getting treatment, is because they're afraid to talk about it, and you shouldn't feel afraid to talk about it, okay? So please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.